here's my question to you. Would you make a great pilgrim? Hey, welcome back to Luso, a show about our great country and also about teaching the next generation about our great country and why that's important. And of course, we added coffee in there because life is full of coffee. Good coffee, too, right? Anyway, today we're unpacking the Pilgrims. It's Thanksgiving. And here's my question to you. Would you make a great pilgrim? I'm just throwing that out. Would you? I mean, look, if we step back in time 1620, think about it, 1620, all right? Okay, no air conditioning, no heat. I mean, there's heat, all right. They got heat coming from the sun. I mean, when you really unpack what conditions look like for the pilgrims to leave everything behind, all their family, everybody they knew, they get on a ship, like a wood. Matter of fact, took my family there about 10-ish years or so ago to Plymouth, Massachusetts to see the Mayflower. They renovated it in the last, I forget, 10 years or something like that. But we were there around the time it was renovated, and you can go on it, and there's like a living history guy, like dressed up like a pilgrim, and you talk to him like it's 1620. And he'll tell you the story, like why they left. Matter of fact, initially, in case you didn't know, initially they leave England and they go over to Holland, and they lived there for a number of years before they came here. But they get on a ship, and we're talking 102 people on a boat, a wooden boat. This is not like luxury liner. It wasn't the Titanic or nothing like that. Granted, people on the Titanic, they didn't live. But anyway, all that aside, these people, they get on a wooden boat, like crammed in there. When you add the crew in there, you got 132 people. And the record shows they were at sea for 66 days. We're talking 2 months. 2 months. Would you make a great pilgrim? I don't know about you, but I would not make a great pilgrim. Look, they didn't have bathrooms. They didn't have running water. I mean, who knows what they're eating? I mean, I'm sure they took food. Maybe they're fishing every day. It is crazy to think of what the pilgrims went through. And here we are celebrating Thanksgiving still all these years later. The first Thanksgiving was with the pilgrims. That's why we know all the gifts and, the memes and everything that we do out there. Happy Thanksgiving always had a pilgrim or something like that in them, right? That's why we still celebrate the pilgrims today. But I don't know that I would make a great pilgrim. I really don't. But these people, they left it all behind, all behind. Because for them, faith wasn't just a weekend option. It wasn't just faith for them was cultural. Faith for them, it was life itself. Faith couldn't be forced. Faith for them was worshiping freely. That was what it was for the pilgrims. And now when you really unravel how that's impacted us today and the First Amendment, the freedom to be able to practice our religion and our faith, that really was inspired by the pilgrims many years later. Granted, they came in 1620, then American Revolution 1776, and the First Amendment, though, the impact that they had and them coming for religious freedom and how important that was to them and their culture has affected you and I. In their day, the Gutenberg Bible was illegal. Imagine living in a place where it was illegal not only to open up the Bible and read the Bible that you felt was truth, but imagine living in a place where you can't openly pray. Around the globe today, there are millions of people that live in countries like that, where they're being watched. If they pray openly, they could get thrown into a camp and get beaten. I mean, millions of people. In this great country, though, we have the freedom of religion. We are allowed to pray openly. If you go to a coffee shop or you go to a restaurant and just pray for your meal or just pray with a friend for having coffee, no one sits around and is afraid that somebody's going to come in and drag me out and I'm going to get beaten in the street. But around the globe, you can find that actually is the way people live. If you've ever talked to a missionary that went to India, if they were to teach the Bible openly, they will get taken off to a camp. But here in this great country, what the Pilgrims did 400 years ago and how they plowed that ground for you and I, man, that is a blessing. And then the First Amendment is set up, is influenced by them, and it impacts your life and my life. So why are we even talking about religious freedom? Why does it even matter? I mean, what the Pilgrims did 400 years ago, why does it even matter? It's because it speaks to our core as human beings. It's the right to seek a moral center. It's a right to seek who created you and me, God. It's the right to actually pursue truth and not like a coercion, but the freedom to dive into what is truth and who created me and to know God. You know, history shows that when religion is suppressed, when the freedom of religion is suppressed, that there's more abuse, there's there's more persecution. But when we have the freedom, that people thrive, like our souls thrive even more, that our families thrive, our communities thrive. It is better for society. That's just what history shows. You go look that up. And so here at Thanksgiving, and as we're about to celebrate our nation's 250th anniversary, we really should pause and be thankful. I mean, know how blessed we are in this great country. Again, if you live around the world, you're tuning in, you're watching this somewhere around the planet, you might not have this opportunity. You probably aren't even tuning in. But the fact that you're even watching this, most likely you live in a free country. And that's where we are here in this great country. And we should be thankful and appreciative of the freedom of religion. So tune in tomorrow and we'll talk about another one of our blessings that we enjoy in this great country. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Hit subscribe below. But more than that, click the link below, luso.tv. Watch our short film. That's how you can really help us. Together, you and I, together, we can educate 83% of Americans that don't understand why we fought the American Revolution. But I need your help. We need your help. So share it with your friends. Pay it forward. Send it to 1,000 of your friends. Okay, maybe 100, 10 of your friends. Pay it forward. Click the link, luso.tv.